Are you ready to be empowered to live a life of emotional and financial freedom? Well, welcome to Freedom Starts Now. It's the show educating, entertaining, and inspiring with experts around the globe excited to guide you on a journey of exploration. And now, here's your host and freedom facilitator, Karen Theimer.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the second episode of Freedom Starts Now. I am so excited you are here. And I know if you are watching this today, you are looking to be inspired. You are looking for something new. Maybe it's a change in your life. Who knows what it is? But I am excited to have my guest here today, Cathy Nesbitt. Woo, woo, woo. So let me give you a little bit of background about Cathy. So Cathy Nesbitt is a health and wellness advocate, founder of Cathy's Crawly Composters since 2002, Cathy's Sprouters, and Cathy's Laughter Club. She is a multi-award winning environmental innovator who uses workshops and inspirational speaking to motivate people to live a more sustainable life. Cathy is a certified laughter yoga teacher and appointed laughter ambassador in 2017. Thank you, Cathy, again for joining us today. And I always learn so much from you, and you have definitely helped guide me on this journey that I'm on today. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Tell us a little bit about yourself. How did you get into the laughter yoga, and a little bit about what it is?
Woo, woo, woo. All right. Thank you, Karen. I'm excited to be here. 50 and free. Youpee.
Yippee.
Life begins. Youpee. Yeah. So I guess I was introduced to laughter to save my worm business. I guess I was 10 years into my worm business, and one more person said, "Ooh, worms in the house." And I was like, how am I going to put worms in every living space if people are still afraid? I didn't know they didn't want what I had. So I went to a business event, and the speaker was a laughter yoga teacher, did a 5-minute demo. I don't even do regular yoga. So anyone that's listening was in the same boat as me. So I was like, laughter, what's that? I love it very much, and I'm sure I could do that. And then that same week at a networking event, hundreds of people, the very first woman that I met was a laughter yoga teacher. And I was like, what? So then I started to attend. She had a club in North York, 5 minutes from my mother-in-law's place, walking distance even. Can you imagine? Of all, like, what are the chances? 50-50, I know. Either it is or it isn't. Yes, just laugh along with us, folks.
Yes.
Even if it sounds like shenanigans, it is. It's fun.
So fun.
So we used to have our date night. We would go out for dinner, and then we'd go to laughter yoga. What fun. It was at Yonge and Sheppard. So I mean, I know this is kind of like a little local thing. It's a global podcast. I get it. But Toronto's a large city. Yonge and Sheppard, I would say there's tens of thousands of people that live at that corner or in that area. And she had to close her club because not enough people were attending.
Got it.
And I was like, look at all these people. They just don't know. And I think that's the thing about laughter yoga. It's a fairly new craft.
You're right. Yeah. And I never heard of it until you came around, right? Like, I remember hearing, like, going networking, and we know a lot of the same people. And I kept hearing about this woman, Cathy Nesbitt, and laughter yoga. And I'm like, what the heck is laughter yoga? And it really isn't until recently, the last few years, that I've really started learning more about it. And I'm excited because I just finished a month ago now, your laughter yoga workshop, right? So I now have mine going as well, my club. So I know it's exciting. It's exciting. So what is laughter yoga, right? Like, why do they have the yoga in it? Right?
Yeah, good. Yeah. So sometimes the yoga part is confusing. And I think it discounts a lot of people that don't do yoga or don't really understand yoga. So laughter yoga was started in 1995 by a medical doctor, Dr. Madan Kataria, and his goal is world peace through laughter. And so 27 years, so fairly new. It's a little baby, right? As far as modalities go. And North America is a late adopter. So yoga's kind of just arriving. laughter yoga is still in the middle of the ocean. Sorry about that. Someone's at the door.
That's awesome.
Oh, the home office. It's Raz.
Yeah, it's all good.
The box is out there. Okay. Hi, Hubby in the background. Hello, Zoom room.
It's all good.
I thought it was a private spot. So that's the beautiful part about laughter yoga, folks, is that it really allows you to be more fluid with life. When things happen, like the door goes or the phone rings in the middle of your podcast, you can just laugh about it rather than being like, oh, sorry, I'm sorry, right? It's like, oh, it's life. I'm running a business. It's fine.
Right. You got to laugh about it, right? Because you don't want to get stressed about it, because what good is that going to do us, right? Except raise blood pressure and and make our heart race and all that, right? So
yeah. So laughter yoga, it's not about jokes or comedy, and it's not doing yoga. The yoga part for me is the practice of the laughter and the deep diaphragmatic breathing. So when we're most people walk around, they're not breathing properly. Most people are shallow breathers. And I want to give you a beautiful demonstration about how wonderful laughter is. There's so many benefits. For me, it's the oxygen. So the brain requires 25% more oxygen than the rest of the body as an operating principle. Wow. So when we're stressed, we're not breathing properly. And really, for the most part, most people walk around not breathing properly. Yeah. As a massage therapist, right? Massage.
Right?
Massage, yes. So you I know you're aware because of you're in the work. Anyway, so when we're stressed, we're not breathing properly. So our body's not getting what it needs. For sure, our brain isn't. Mm-hmm. Have you ever lost your keys? And you're flapping around. You're like, I gotta go. Where are my keys? And you're just all in a state because you can't find your keys and you're going to be late. So you're not breathing because you're stressed. You're like, I'm going to be, get fired or miss my appointment or whatever it is that you're racing out to. So I can't prevent you from losing something, but I can give you a tip the next time it happens, because it will, like glasses, phone, whatever it is that you lost. Favorite pen. Do people have pens anymore? Oh yeah, they do. Some people.
I don't know. I think so. I do.
The young people might not know. It's the thing that you write with anyway. Okay.
Yeah.
So, so what you need to do next time you're flapping around, stop, take a nice deep breath in, laugh it off, and then apologize to the people you yelled at. And your keys, phone, glasses, whatever it is, will be right there, because we kind of get tunnel vision. Right. And so you imagine your brain, the answering machine, right? The solution provider, if it's being deprived of oxygen, of course it can't come up with solution. It's not fully functional.
Right.
So breathe and take a deep breath, and then boop, 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 as it inflates like a balloon.
Yeah.
I don't know if these things actually happen, folks. I'm not a doctor or anything, but I just imagine that it deflates like when we're stressed, right? Because when we're stressed, we don't need our brain. Blood, lymph, oxygen leave our brain so that we can get out of stress, right? Where we go into fight, flight, freeze, fawn, whatever they want to call it.
Yeah.
Right. So we have to get out of stress. And the more I learn about laughter and why we need it, and I'm a lifelong learner. I keep taking more and more courses because I want to learn more about how can I offer this in a way that people understand why we need it. Because some people are like, why would I pay for a laughter club? Why would I pay to come to a laughter class? Okay. Why would you pay to go to a yoga class?
Yeah.
Why would you pay for a gym membership?
Yeah.
It's for your health, for your body.
Yeah.
So when we're laughing, we're secreting the love drugs. Dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphin, right? Have you had your daily dose? Clever, right? Clever way to remember why. And we're in charge of our own pharma. That's the beautiful thing too, right? We can be stressed. That's fine. Like, go ahead and be worried about that thing that you can't control.
Yeah.
Right. And then you're secreting cortisol. You're like, oh, I'm worried about that thing that I can't control. Like a pandemic. Let's just use a pandemic as a thing. Whoops.
All good. It's all good.
Let's just use the current situation. Like, okay, so we can't do anything out there. All we can do is in here, building our immune system, having good thoughts, laughing. Because when we're laughing, we're not thinking about out there. We're not thinking. When we're laughing, we're totally present.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's important, right? Because, finding these little tips and tricks that we can do when we're feeling anxious or we feel out of control. And laughter is such a great one. And I know for me, I'll either do the laughter, right? And just like take a few minutes and just laugh at something or anything. It doesn't really matter what, right? Just laugh. Or I actually do this shaking thing, right? Because if you think about a deer or gazelle in the wild, when they get chased by a predator, they go into that fight or flight, right? They run. And then when they feel safe, they stop, they shake it off, and then they go to eating. Humans, right? We get in that fight or flight. We get anxious, we get stressed, whatever it is. And we hang on to it for dear life.
Dear life.
Yeah, no pun intended.
Different deer.
On to it, right? And most people don't know how to, it's like they don't know what to do to let go, right? So, and that's why people join gyms and yoga or whatever it is that they do. But it's, there's so many simple tips and tricks that you can do. Take a couple of minutes and just laugh for the heck of it. Put on some music. Like before our podcast here, I get a little bit excited and nervous. And then it's like, okay, Karen, put on some music, move that energy. I was shaking it. I was laughing as I'm shaking in the mirror and stuff like that. Right. So I combine the two. And then it's like, okay, you can take a deep breath and then just okay, let's go. Let's get on the podcast. Let's, have an interesting conversation or whatever it is that, right? So it's those simple things that it doesn't take long to shift that anxiety or whatever and move into that joy and get those happy hormones going, right? So,
absolutely. Yeah. All of these, it's so funny. As you were talking, I was thinking, people are so fast to reach for, if they have a headache, they reach for, a pain reliever, some kind of thing that they can just take to get rid of it, where you can just, and not necessarily laughing, because that might be, hard on your headache, but, you could do some deep breathing. You could do some gentle tapping. There's other things that you can do that are gentler on your body. First, you can, try something a natural way first. And then if it's still present, then maybe reach for something. Or antacids, like so many people take, those, they get heartburn or something and they take antacids. And at all of these summits that I attend, I recently learned, and I had never heard this, of course we need the acid in our belly so taking an antacid is going against our body. So you keep on taking that, I have heartburn. Okay, boom, take a thing. Now you're going to keep on getting heartburn because you don't have the acid to properly manage. Now you've upset the delicate balance.
Yeah. And I used to get wicked indigestion or in digestive issues. And I was one of those that took Tums, it was going out of style. Right. But what I learned is it made things worse. And once I learned more about nutrition and how food can actually heal the body, along with, doing the laughter and all that as well, finding different ways to heal and let go and not hang on to that. It made such a huge difference, So, there's a couple of comments here. I have to remember, sorry. There's a couple of comments here in the chat. So the Breakthrough Show, welcome. And Jessica, welcome. I love what she says here. Loga. It's the new name, laughter plus yoga equals Loga. I love that.
I thought that one just slipped out and it didn't really, whoops. Good catch.
Yoga. And then Jessica also says we freak out and then go back to work, school, family, whatever, pretending like nothing happened, so unhealthy. And absolutely, you're right, Jessica, because it's, we like to wear these different hats. I'm learning more about the different hats that people wear, right? Of the mom, the wife, the daughter, the spouse, whatever. So yeah,
Back to about how animals shake. When we
yeah.
have a trauma, we go, like, we take a sharp in breath, whatever it is, we go and then if we don't go and shake or deal with that, it just goes into our belly, and then the next one goes on top and on top and on top. And that's why sometimes when people laugh, when you're laughing full on, ha 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 ha, and I'll talk about how it works in a second, because we've kind of just jumped in like, oh, you just laugh, what, that's weird. Don't worry, we got you. But so if you haven't dealt with those earlier traumas, like maybe from childhood, even, like, they're just in our energy, they're in our body. So sometimes when we laugh, people can experience sadness after a laughter session. And it's fine, right? We're meant to feel these emotions, but sometimes things can come up, things can get stirred because you're doing like deep belly laughing, like ha ha ha, and you're jostling around your diaphragm. So, kind of loosening up things that maybe haven't been disturbed for decades. So then sometimes these feelings can burble up for us to look at them, like maybe you're ready now.
Yeah.
And this might be a little bit, woo-woo for some people, but it's life. That's how it is. The sooner you get the woo-woo lesson, the better.
Have you ever laughed so, like, anybody listening, have you ever laughed so hard that you start crying? Right? Like, it's letting go of those tears that you've probably been hanging on to for, a long time, right? And it's important. What was I going to ask you? Oh yeah, why not share? Yeah, like some of the health benefits. Like when I took the workshop, I was amazed at how many health benefits there was to laughing. Right? I love the one part about how I don't have to do as many crunches. Right? But if you think about it, how it works your muscles at the same time, right? And it's like, oh, I can get rock hard abs by laughing every day, and I don't have to do certain things. I'd rather laugh than do a million sit-ups. But anyway, like, why don't you share some of the benefits of it?
Absolutely. So I talked about the oxygen, like it oxygenates our whole body, which cancer can't survive in an oxygen-rich body.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's big. Like, yeah, I'll just let that float around in your oxygen-rich body. Okay, so oxygenates your body, easy for me to say. And we release the love drugs versus cortisol. So those are two huge things. It's a great connector. It breaks down barriers. It really is a wonderful release. Sometimes people will laugh when it's inappropriate, when they're in an uncomfortable situation. Like, we'll just use a funeral. Like, they're at a funeral and something triggers them to laugh, and they can't suppress the laughter. It's kind of like the pressure cooker or the volcano that is just about to erupt. There's so much pressure, it has to erupt. The laughter comes out, and it's not laughing at, it's laughing because of. So it just releases the stress. It's kind of the animal shaking, that we're in some kind of a trauma. Mm-hmm. And so when we laugh at a funeral or laugh when it's inappropriate, where we can't stop laughing, it's just a release. It's just a natural way for us to, again, come back into our body and get out of stress.
Yeah. And it's good for, mental health, like you say. Isn't it great for our immune system as well? I think I read that. And circulation. Like, I'm thinking more, like, we need to do as much as we can to help our bodies, especially right now, right?
Yeah, there's all kinds. So laughter yoga is an aerobic exercise, like cardiovascular. So you need to go use your own caution. No new pain is kind of the motto in laughter yoga. Yes, you may get the stomach when you're laughing so hard, your stomach and your cheeks, as Karen mentioned, you may start crying. That's fine. Those are the laughter muscles. So yes, rock hard abs, those are fine. Like having that pain, but you shouldn't have any new pain, and don't go overextend yourself, if you've just had surgery or something, don't go to a laughter club, because you are going to be jostling around your organs, and it is a cardiovascular. Now, it can be done seated, it can be done standing, and laughter goes with everything. So if you're doing a task that you don't like to do, like dishes, you don't like to do the dishes, you could be washing the dishes and add laughter. Oh, now it's a fun activity to do. Now you're washing and you feel like, oh, it's not all of a sudden the dishes are all done and you feel great.
Yeah. Very cool. And then, I don't know, do you want to play a little bit and do a little bit? You want to do that? Let's do that.
Yeah, let's do it.
Why don't you guide us through a couple of little, couple exercises. And I love Jessica. Dishes? You've gone too far, Cathy.
Okay, cleaning the toilet. Oh, that one I still can't laugh. I'm still like, no. No. Okay. All right.
Okay, so why don't you take us through a little bit?
Yeah, so laughter yoga, and play along for the people watching so you can get the wonderful benefits too. So laughter yoga is not about fancy pants or poses. It's intentional laughter exercises. So there's some games and clapping, and as the laughter leader, we lead you through the games. So you don't have to worry about, what do I do? Just laugh. Okay, so we're going to clap palm to palm, and there's kind of a rhythm, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And there's words, ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. The easy words, And so we're clapping palm to palm so we can activate the meridians, like in acupuncture. Yeah. Okay. So we can just start there, and remember to be smiling too. So we just go ho, ho, ha, 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 ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. All right. And between activities, so there's at the beginning of a club, like we'll just do a quick thing here, but some gentle warm-ups, some deep diaphragmatic breathing. So let's do a nice breath. So put your arms out in front, and we're just going to breathe in and curl them up. Breathe in. Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. And then just sigh it out. Ha. And again, breathe in. Hold it, hold it, hold it, smiling, hold it, hold it, hold it. And this time we're going to giggle it out. Ha 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 ha. So and then there's little games. So let's do so you warm up, you do some breathing, you gentle movement, and then there's little games. So I'll lead you through a game, and the first one that I'd like to introduce, there's a new product on the market. It's called Laughter Cream. And it comes in a pump. It's so fun. And so laughter yoga is about imagination. So just imagine. Here we go. So we're going to just take out some laughter cream, and then wherever we put it, we just start laughing. Okay, you ready? 1, 2, 3. Laughter cream.
And I hope everybody's playing along and just laugh and have fun.
Take as much as you want. It's free.
Oh my God, my legs are so dry.
Laughter cream. Yes. Elbows.
Oh.
Yes. A facelift. All right. And then between activities, we may say, very good, very good, yay. And say yay like, oh my gosh, this is the best thing ever. Because when we have our hands like this is the universal symbol for victory. Right? When you win a race, you go through the finish line like this, like yay. So when you have your hands like this, it's not really possible to be sad and happy at the same time. And something else to do if if your children or grandchildren or you are just feeling grumpy, something you can do is 3 yippies. So do it with me. So we're just going to throw our arms in the air and just say yippee, like we really mean it. All right. You ready? 1, 2, 3. 3 yippies. 1, 2, 3. Yippee! 1, 2, 3. Yippee! And again, yippee!
Oh my God, I love that. And you really have to just bring out that child again, that inner child play, right? Like just allow yourself, give yourself permission and just, do the yippies, play, laugh. I love that.
So that's the thing, that what you just said there is key, Karen. Allowing yourself.
Yeah.
Give yourself permission to play, because we're serious. It's a serious life that we're living. And especially again during this cuckoo time, and we have some, shenanigans going on over in, over there, and
Yeah.
and so there's stuff going on. How can we laugh? We must
Yes.
laugh. We have to laugh, because if we're not laughing and we're thinking about, like, say we're watching the news, stop it. If we're doing all these negative things that are keeping us vibrating downstairs, we're just going to get sad. We can't do anything about it. If you can't control what's happening, what's worrying you, stop worrying about it.
Yeah.
I know it sounds easy, and I don't mean to belittle anything that's going on or anything that somebody is suffering right now.
Yeah.
I'm just offering a suggestion that if you add laughter as a medicine, laughter is the best medicine. We've heard it. Everybody, it's an international saying. I don't know how to say it in other languages other than to laugh. So laughter is the best medicine. You got to laugh to get the medicine.
Yeah.
And as soon as we smile, we send a note to our brain. Hey, I must be happy. I'm smiling. So even if it's put on, like, oh, I don't feel like smiling, but okay. I'm having a crappy day, but okay. Right? Put on that smile. Look at yourself in the mirror smiling, and you get those chemicals in your brain, like pew, 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 and you start to secrete the love drugs. Add a little giggle. Pew, pew, pew. Ha, ha, ha. Pew, pew, pew. Ha, ha, ha. Pew, 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 pew. Ha, ha, ha. Pew, 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 pew. Or if that's too hard, put on a song. You can't not bop along to a song, even if you're like, nope, I'm really grumpy. Okay, that's fine. Just play the song again. Play it again.
Yeah.
Play it again.
Yeah.
Right. Eventually, it's going to get in there, because it's we're all energy. That's what I'm finding out, is everything is energy. And if you don't have enough energy, do some jumping jacks.
Yeah.
Do some laughing, right? Because your body's deplete. That, like, when we're feeling sad and anxious, we're not taking up space. We might have our arms crossed. We're kind of protecting our little space, and we're small. Look at me, I'm all bent over. When we're in a good way, like, so if you want to change your state, just like stand up, open up, like be a starfish, and or stand Wonder Woman, like put your arms. Like do the power posing, because it really, your mind will be like, oh, wow, look at how confident I am.
Yeah. And your mind doesn't know any different, right? Like it just goes, oh, right. Okay. We're standing tall and okay, now this is inviting like good stuff to show up, if that makes sense. But yeah. And the openness and it makes such a big difference. Right. And I love what you said as well. Jessica says that she loves you. Oh my God. That's just the thing. Finding joy, laughter, gratitude, etc. It doesn't minimize anybody's struggle. It's simple and adds only another layer, right? And welcome, Brittany, to listening to our show today. I forgot where I was going. Right, controlling, right? We can't control the outside world, right? And I always tell people and educate and coach them on that, of what you can control. Right? We can control, believe it or not, who's ever listening, we can control our thoughts. We can control, I mean, that takes time. It doesn't just happen just like that. And a lot of people are like, what, I can control this? Yeah, you do. You can, right? So that's what I coach people on. One of the things. And, you can control what you eat. You can control what you do, what you say, how you feel, all this stuff. So I always teach people, like, send love, healing, hold space for people who are going through a lot in this world right now. But it's so important to let go of that control that we can't control and come back to ourselves, right? And just come back to ourselves. Okay, I can control me, right? I can laugh if I want to, I can shake, I can listen to music, whatever it is I can do. But come back to that. It's so, so important. And we don't know what our brain is taking on. I get a lot of people that say to me, I'm going to bring up the news, right? Is that, and that it's like, oh, I'm not taking it on. It doesn't stress me. You have no idea, right? So it really is important to take that time through the day, even if it's 5 minutes, and find that time to do something for you. Take control back to you, right? And you do tapping as well, right? So,
Yeah.
if you want to talk a little bit about that, like I know for me, I tap my thymus. I don't know all the, the science behind it, but I tap here and it's like, okay, I am here. Like bring myself back to me, right? I am here. And I do that. So, yeah.
Somehow we've been taught to not touch ourselves. And our hands are the conductors. Again, back to electricity. We are energy. We are electric. And so by doing the tapping, we're tapping on the acupressure points, which are the meridians are the energy centers. I'm kind of learning more about all of this, but what we can control is our breath. Like if anyone's spinning out, just stop, because then we're just like, wow, and we're stressed. We're right. There's nothing up here. There's no solution coming because it's deflated.
Yeah. We're not fight or flight.
We need to, again, take a nice deep breath, and we can do a few of those. Oh, and another one for stress. Rub your hands together like you're starting a fire, because we kind of are, right? We're warming up the conductors, and then just shake them, and then just put one hand on front. You can close it with the back, but even just one on front does a nice job of bringing the blood, lymph, oxygen back upstairs, right? It's just like the heat of our hand and the electricity draws it upstairs. Take a couple of nice deep breaths and release. And that is, again, if your kids are spinning out or you get a message on social media and you're like, how could they think that? What? And you start to compose a message, like stop, take a deep breath, do this. Breathe a few times, and then calm yourself, because social media is designed to trigger those emotions. It really is. That's what they want, right? For us to engage. So then do those breaths, and then you'll look at that message and be like, I don't even know that person. I don't even know them. Why do I care what they think?
Yeah.
Right? We can only control us. And I recently heard a wonderful thing that if everybody could just master peace. And I know it sounds like a big thing, but imagine if I'm just looking after me, I'm not like, oh, what's Karen doing? Why is she doing that? Because whenever we're asking, why are you doing that? We're judging.
Yeah.
Even if it's for ourselves, like, oh, why am I doing that? Why am I doing that again? Judge, stop judging. And thoughts. Oh, something wonderful about thoughts. I know people have heard this analogy about the sky and the clouds and the ocean and the waves. That's really and I got it. So there's the sky and the clouds. You see them, they come and go, and they don't really affect you. There they are. Sometimes you see shapes or things, whatever, messages. It's okay, right? They come and go. You don't control them. There they are. Same with the ocean, right? The waves, they come, they go, they come, they go. You don't have any control. There they are. They're just doing their thing. Same with your thoughts. You're not your thoughts. They come, they go. Just let them, like, oh, there you are. That's an interesting thought. Thanks for sharing that one.
Yeah.
I don't know. Bye-bye. Right? Like it's not, they just come and go all day long. Like, don't try and stop them. It's a flow of thoughts.
Yeah.
Oh, so
and
tapping.
Right.
So tapping is you're tapping on the meridians, and there's a whole science behind this. I want people, I tap on 4 spots every day, and I would invite everyone to do this. So you just take 2 fingers. The first spot is right on your cheekbone, right under your pupils. This is your stomach meridian. Not that you need to know this. You can just tap and not know why it's working. And you can take a nice deep breath in here and release. If you ever have indigestion, don't reach for the tongue. Just tap on your stomach meridian. Beautiful. Again, this is really great for grounding, and you don't tap too hard. This is just like sending a signal through your energy system. The next one is on your collarbone. There's kind of the 2 points, and then there's the little indent. You kind of tap there or rub there. That's fine too. This is kidney meridian. This is really important spot. They're all important. It's our body. Yeah. Nobody's more special than anyone else. Okay, some are. Okay, and you can deep breathe again. You just tap a few times. And then the next one is on your thymus. And this one you can do, like, you know how the great apes do this one? Either open fist or fingers. This is thymus. So this is T cells go here to mature. So they're born somewhere else, and then they arrive in your thymus. Somehow, I'm not a doctor. and they travel there by bus. I don't know. And then they're deposited in the thymus to mature. So they're born and then they arrive there. And so our thymus starts to shrink as soon as we hit puberty. Right. And it's just shrinks. So tapping on your thymus every day gives you energy, and it's those cancer fighting agents. So thymus is good. And then the last one is on the side of your ribs. This is spleen meridian. This is spleen. And spleen, we talk about stress. Do like those 4 spots. So stomach, kidney, thymus, and ribs. And if you can't remember, I come to my free laughter club every week, or come once, or whatever you want to do, because I do that every week in my club, because I really want to instill that if you do just those 4 spots every day, your body will be like, oh, thank you very much. And let me talk about spleen meridian for a moment. I'm not a doctor, I'm just learning stuff, and I'm kind of like a parrot. Okay. So the meridians, there's 14 of them. It's kind of one loopy thing, but they are attached kind of to different organs, except some of them are just free circuits. So they're called radiant circuits, and they just help everything. So when we're stressed, our radiant circuits are what govern fight, flight, or freeze. And so when our radiant circuits, which is always right, this is a stressful time that we're in, even before this time, because our stress center, I know this is pretty deep, but I kind of want people to understand how it works from a layperson's explanation. So in the brain, there's the stress center is called the amygdala, and the amygdala has not evolved since prehistoric days. Since we got our frontal lobe, the amygdala has still remained as a little walnut thing. Right. So when we get stressed, we go into our reptilian brain. That's why we go into fight, flight, or freeze, and we can't function, we can't think, because we don't need our brain. And all of our memories are stored in the hippocampus, which is right beside. And anyway, when we're in stress, which we get triggered very quickly, and people say, I watch the news and I don't get stressed. You do. Yeah. On a subconscious level, it starts firing. Because you can't watch those images and hear those stories without having a physiological expression. You can't, unless you're not alive. Yeah. Right. I believe that. So when we go into stress with the meridians, the opposite side is affected. And when we go into stress, the radiant circuits fire. Spleen is on the opposite side. So the radiant circuits go to the opposite to go and get the energy. So they steal energy from steel. It sounds harsh. It is. So they take energy from the spleen to, so that the body can keep functioning. But then the spleen is compromised. So imagine when we're under stress all the time, our spleen is not being nourished. Our spleen is not getting the energy that it needs. So tapping on spleen is like, hi, spleen, thank you for all the work you do. Sorry, I'm stressed, but I'm less stressed now that you're working.
And I guess the tapping helps wake it up too.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
All about that. That is so cool. Wow.
Yeah, right. And then incorporate the deep breathing and the thoughts and all of these things and the laughter. And it's not just one size fits all. There's so many things. And I bring all kinds of healing techniques. I do tapping. I do brain gym. I do Eden energy, Qigong, all these things, because I think laughter goes with everything, first of all. Yeah. And some things are going to appeal to different people. Yeah. Right. I'm sure you've experienced that as a massage therapist, that sometimes you think, oh, everyone loves this. No. Is there not things that people are like, oh, no, I don't like that. Can you touch me here instead?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, there's something for everybody. And I want to share something, or I ask, everybody to maybe, just try paying attention to the feelings in your body. Right. So when you bring up the news and when people tell me, and yourself or anybody who says the news doesn't affect them, pay attention to your heart rate. Are your shoulders up in your, same with movies. If you really think about it, when you're watching a movie, a sad movie, a happy movie, a violent movie, just for a moment, pay attention. What is your body doing?
Undercover
Is your heart
boss.
racing? Right? Is that what happens in that show?
I don't know if it's just me, but I swear I cry every single time, every episode. There hasn't been one that I haven't cried yet.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to. Is that on Netflix?
I no, it's on regular cable, I think.
Oh, okay. Maybe it is. Who knows? I'll find it. But it's true, right? Like, just pay attention, and then how do you feel later on that day or that night or the next day, right? Are you in a grumpy mood? Are you feeling depressed? Are you feeling, I feel like we could have a whole conversation on just emotions, right? And getting people to get connected and pay attention to their body, right? So, but
laughter's the fastest happiness hack. Like, there's all kinds of modalities, but laughter just gets you there right away.
Yeah.
You can't be in a bad
mood and laugh. Like, you just can't.
Yeah, and that's why attending a club, it can be a challenge just laughing by yourself, because we're not trained to just laugh as an exercise, like as an intentional. Why are you laughing? For my health. I'm laughing for the health of it. That's why I'm laughing.
Yeah. Exactly.
But otherwise, I don't know.
I'm just laughing. You can't help but, like, especially hanging out with you, you can't help but laugh. Like, you laugh and it's contagious, right? So,
and everything's funny.
And everything, everything. Most things, I would say, majority of things are funny.
Yeah.
So, anything you would like to, how can people find you? Tell them a little bit about your laughter club, and yeah, anything else you want to share before we wrap this up?
Wrap it up. I would like to invite everyone to come and check out my laughter club. It's Tuesday mornings, 9:30 a.m. Eastern on Zoom. 30 minutes, super fun self-care. I mean, the fun's on you, but I'll provide the content. Right? It's tapping and laughing and just shenanigans. 30 minutes. Yeah. Cathy'sClub.com. Cathy with the C is probably the best place to find me for laughter. If you want to know more about worms, we didn't really talk about that, but it's 20 years. That's my main gig. Cathy'sComposters.com, and there's tons of information there about how you can have worms in your house too.
Yeah. And the sprouters, and there's so much. I mean, we could probably talk for a really long time, but, I really wanted to, today really share about laughter, because as you know, we need to send, as you always say, let's send laughter out to the world, right? And hold space for everybody. So.
Yeah, let's raise the vibration. That's what laughter yoga people are doing. I'm so thrilled that you've joined us, Karen. This global laughter movement is so beautiful. Like, we're all laughing, ha, 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 ha. And so we're raising the vibration of the world. There's a lot of people struggling, but when they start laughing, oh, look at how bright it is.
Yeah. But it's true. And I'm starting to, and it's amazing how many people have never heard of laughter yoga. But now I'm starting to hear yet. And, but lately I've been meeting people that are wanting to learn more about it. Good. So, I talk about your club, my club on Fridays at 12 p.m. Eastern time. And it's, let's just raise that vibration, hold space for those who are suffering, and let's just send love out to the world at the end of the day. Right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Anyway, so thank you once again. Thank you. And I look forward to more, and I always learn more. And thank you, everybody, for joining us today. And I hope you took part in the laughter. Talk to you soon. Oh. Let me out. You know what? Sorry, everybody. I am new to this StreamYard. So, yeah, there you go. Anyway, we'll see you soon.
Thank you for watching Freedom Starts Now with Karen Theimer, only on the Breakthrough Show Network. Please visit our website at thebreakthroughshow.com to catch all past episodes and, of course, connect with Karen. Until next time, break free and find freedom.